G'day guys and welcome back to the Iron Empire. This time, it's time for some F100 upgrades. This is my 77 F100 XLT Custom. Those of you who are familiar with the channel will know this vehicle. It was swapped for a XR8 Falcon. It's running a 302 Cleveland and a 4-speed. It's well and truly been around the block many times, but today it's due for some upgrades. So I've got Judge with me. We're going to drag this in the shed and get stuck into it. Okay guys, so for today's plan, I'm going to get stuck into the leaf spring conversion, the rear end of this car. I have been humming and hawing since day one whether to leave the car high or go low. I'm a low guy, but it has been handy to have a higher car to get over different terrain. Not that I do that very often, but I think ultimately my heart lies with low cars. So I managed to pick up a set of lowered rear shackles and springs. They were hooked up through Phil from PHILTHY Builds. You can check out his channel in the link or up here or something. He got them through someone he knows and I scored them at a really good price. So I'm going to do that conversion on the rear end of this thing. I'm going something a little bit different on this build as well. Rather than going more of a passenger car size rim to get the truck even lower, I want to keep it on big wheels, but I may run into some clearance issues here, so that's something we're going to have to address as we get along. But for now, I'm going to get this thing up, see what I've got to deal with, start stripping the rear end. Well, that was way harder than I anticipated. I've been dragging my feet today. It's nearly the end of the day. I haven't got one side out. Just been dicking around, but anyway, I'll keep chipping away. I've got one side loose. I just got to undo the back, drag that spring out. Now I've got the method, but yeah, it is taking a lot more hammering than I thought it would have. Keep chipping away. Alright, so I finally got those out. I ended up having to grind the heads right down and then punch them out. These two back ones here will actually locate this. I'll mark those holes, drill them out, bolt them up, and then I'm pretty sure this spring can just slide straight in now. Alright, seal bolted up tight. It's actually a lot harder than I thought. One of the holes sort of goes through like three or four plates of steel, so it's super hard to get through. I had to run a drill through, and of course most of my drill bits were all bloody blunt. Alrighty guys, so I've got my handy head torch on here, which I'll turn off. I've just been dicking around with this. I've got the other side in. This side was an absolute nightmare. The rivets didn't want to come out, so it was just hours of grinding and punching and drilling and snapping drills and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, seeing as I'm this close, I might as well just get the wheels on the car, get on the ground and see how it's sitting. Oh man, what a trek. Whew, I'm knackered anyway. Truck come down about probably 6 inches, I'd say. It was miles higher than this. There's probably, I've still got the diff below the springs. You can do a diff flip and then you're going to gain another 4 inches or something like that. But I've left it in the factory location because I don't want to go down the path of notching the chassis for this car. Can't be bothered. And as it sits, it's only about 2 inches off the chassis. So I might have issues anyway. If so, I'll lift it back up a touch. But yeah, so far I'm pretty happy with the height. It's sitting pretty much level with the top of the wheel, as you can see. There may be a bit of a clearance issue here. Down here, there's a pretty big flange on that, but I'll probably get rid of that. Or I could change the tyres, but I was trying to get away with using what tyres I've got because I've got like 8 of these tyres, so I may as well use them. Obviously now it's sitting like a Mexican with the front up in the air. I'm gonna have to try and bring that down. So I'm gonna address that tomorrow. And I think I might get rid of those running boards because they drive me nuts as well. So, but anyway, ended up getting it done today, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think it does look a hell of a lot better. Yeah, tomorrow I'll start fresh. I'll sweep it out, bring the truck back in, put it on stands. I'm going to get under there. I'm going to tighten up all the bolts that I've played with today so they're nice and solid, and then I'm going to get stuck into the front end. So I'll see you in the morning. All right, so next morning, guys, I've had a little bit of a tidy up. I've turned the truck around so I can access the front now with better lighting. I want to get stuck into the front end of this thing and see if we can get this thing sitting hopefully level. All right, there's a little keeper that holds these springs from dropping out of place. Covered in grit and mud and rust, so I usually try and save myself a headache and actually think ahead and give them a bit of a wire brush before I try and undo the things, because dealing with jammed up bolts is the worst. Alright, the keeper's undone and swung out of the way. I'll lower this jack down. The spring should come loose. Whoa. Okay, so I've ripped into the other side now. I've got this all torn down and this spring ready to be chopped. I cut the other side up already. I ended up going only 1 1/4 of a coil off, and I wanted to see how that sits first. With the truck unloaded and with this spring still high, that side sat about maybe 1/2 inch higher than the rear. So I wanted to chop this one down because this will dictate the other side as well. It'll always keep the front up a little bit. So I wanted to chop this one first before reassessing. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go 1.5 inches and see how that sits side to side. I think it might level out because the driver's side you usually tend to leave fractionally higher anyway, but I'll see how that levels out. If not, I can always lop another 1/4 of a coil on that other side. With these spring retainers, they stay nice and captive. I've still got a good 2 inches of clearance to the bump stop here, and there's actually way more clearance to the guard than I thought there was going to be. So I'm really happy with the result so far. So I'm going to get chopping, get it all on the ground and see how it's sitting, hopefully nice and level. Always the moment of truth. Shock's still out, so I'll give it a good bounce. All right, that's sitting pretty level. I'm happy with that so far. I'm going to throw a tape measure on it. I'm going to throw a tape measure on this style line here, see if it measures up, and if all good, throw the shocks in and get everything all buttoned up. Okay, so I can't really trust measurements. Every corner is different. A lot of that probably has something to do with the style lines, these chrome trims all over the shop. Basically, I stood back, had a look at it. The rear guards are dead on level with the top of the tyre in the rear, and the front is about 20 mil higher. The driver's side does have to come down a touch, so I will do that, and I'm happy with that. Now it's just a bunch of boring, buttoning everything up, and pull it out and see what it looks like proper. One thing I've got to prioritise before I even do the front shocks. I can't wait any longer. These step sides are leaving. I've hated these things since day one. They're crooked, wonky, weak as piss, and they look butt ugly. I'm not looking forward to this. I know I'm going to get covered in crusty, dried up mud, crap in my eyes, and all the bolts are going to be rusted. So I'm going to be hitting them with an angle grinder, get these things off ASAP. Well, here it is, final results on the F100 lowering. Turns out I didn't bring the front shocks with me, so I'm going to have to tackle that another time. But bottom line is, it's sitting how I want it. The back end come down probably 6 inches, I'd say. The front probably come down 2. And luckily I've managed to retain probably at least 40 mil of bump stop clearance in the front end, and probably the same in the rear. So we're going to have to address that drivability when I take it for its first spin after the shocks are installed. But there's still a little bit more that I haven't shown you guys. Check this out. I finally got around to doing a wheel and tyre update on the truck. I ended up with some 15x8 Bathurst globes. They're made by Performance in Australia. Old as the hills, but I managed to score these probably a year ago. They come with the Bridgestones. They're a 31 inch by a 10.5 inch tyre. The reason I went this way is so I could still retain some ride height and ground clearance when towing and stuff like that, but I still get the overall lowered look of the truck. I'm super happy with how it's turned out. I can't wait to get some shocks in it, finish up the other 2 wheels, get them on the truck and hit the road. Let me know what you think. Do you rather the black wheels or do you like the mag look? Leave me a comment below. If you haven't already, please check out the online store, and I'll see you all on another upcoming episode of The Iron Empire. Cheers, guys.